Resource. You excited about that? Save you tons of time. Our next presenter is the amazing. Do I have a bio for you? Pause. Also, I realized I didn't grab your bio. I'm about to say some stuff that I'm like, I think he's super cool, but I don't have any information about him. Let me grab that real fast. There we go. Steve Kidd, a dynamic course of inspiration, a trailblazer in the world of storytelling, and a #1 international best-selling author with 36 books and counting. We can have applause for that. 36 books and counting. Holy moly. Beyond literary success, Steve is a charismatic host of Thriving Entrepreneur, a platform amplifying the voices of global visionaries. With 38 years in sales and marketing, Steve has guided nearly 5,000 clients, including luminaries and Olympians, on their journey to becoming best-selling authors. He isn't just a coach, he is a catalyst for change in the world. He's the one that put together our Art of Expansion book, and it has literally been the coolest thing to work with him in this process. Steve helps spark individuals to discover their unique message. He is rooted in heart-driven service. He doesn't just help you write a bestseller, he guides you to become a true catalyst for change. Collaborate with Steve Kidd to unleash the power of storytelling, amplify your voice, and create a lasting impact. It's time to share your message with the world. Steve Kidd! Woo!
I'm gonna say thank you, Shy, for talking down here. I'm just gonna start off with the story. You're supposed to start off with a funny story, right? Last time I was on stage was 7 years ago. I was on stage with a lady you probably never heard of before, Lisa Nichols. Some of you know her. She's wrote the book of the movie The Secret and her other books. I got up on stage and we were talking and it all went well. And then we stood there for like 20 or 30 minutes. Lisa has a good way of having people just stand on stage until their legs line you out. That's normal for her. And I was looking down the stairs. I was feeling kind of late because he bring weaker. And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I fell downstairs in front of everybody else. So, I have been on an incredible weight loss journey. I've lost over 100 pounds in the last 8 months. But, still working on some mobility issues. So I appreciate you guys. And like I said, I appreciate you on doing that because it allows me to be a little bit closer to you and, also not have to have that other, again, moment of wondering if I'm going to fall down the stairs. So I want everybody to close your eyes. Now, I acknowledge that there may be somebody here in Groove and you can't visualize when you had your eyes closed. But I'm going to ask you to imagine even if you can't visualize it when your eyes are closed. Because I want you to hear this phrase. I want you to hear it clearly. Someone is waiting on you. There is somebody right now. This is what I want you to see in your mind's eye. They're on Google. They are searching for that thing that you do. They're looking for you. In fact, they're looking for the thing that you do so well that if I told you or asked you, what do you want to write your book about? You wouldn't even think about it. You'd be like, yeah, that's too easy. They're sitting in front of Google right now. They're not just searching. They're desperate. Tears are streaming down their face. Desperate for the solution. The thing that you do. But guess what? Your name didn't come up because they don't know who you are. Okay, open your eyes. But that doesn't have to be the reality. So I have it right here in the room that has a book they've already read. Another, we saw Kamal, yeah. Yes, you do count. You're going to get to be able to answer yes to this next question, Titty. Is anybody in this room a best-selling author? Okay, we've got 3 of those, yeah. all of our speakers here at the event are now best-selling authors, because although I mentioned in bio the 5,000-ish people we've worked with, I have a 100% success in making people bestsellers. Now, here's the worst part of the whole entire talk. This is like when you were a kid and somebody told you that it's mom and dad that puts the presents under the tree and not Santa. Okay. Becoming a best-selling author is a system. It's about understanding how the process works, but it's also about knowing what it's for. Why are you doing it? Okay, bestseller is only the beginning. I wrote a whole book about that. Okay? Bestseller is like if you went to medical school to be a doctor. Okay, you graduate medical school, you walk across the stage, and now you're Dr. You. And then guess what they do? Well, first they hand you a quick bill for all of your education, but then they make you go and learn at that point how to be a doctor. Bestseller is just like that. It's a credential. It's something that no one can ever take away from you. It is a third-party validation of the amazing, awesome you that you already are. But it gives you that next step. It creates for you that foundation so that you can reach that personally. Just imagine. You see them in your mind's eye still, don't you? Looking desperately for that thing that you do. Because the world needs you. You aren't an accident. You didn't just happen along. If your parents had waited the night that you were conceived 1 millisecond, okay, now statistically a millisecond is equivalent to a second. What a second is, but is equivalent to more than a year. If they had waited 1 millisecond, you'd be a different individual. I mean, of course, obviously, if you had 2 other people, there wouldn't be you. The entirety of all of creation came together so that you could exist. And every single moment, every choice you made, every good thing you've done, every bad thing you've done, every single one of them put you in the room right here, right now in this second, so that you could change the world. Because somebody's waiting on you. But they need to know you exist. How does that happen? How do they find out about you? I mean, I love Facebook. I've been on Facebook forever. I love it when, people that are like my children, they're all grown now. It says that we've been Facebook friends for like 10 years now. And I'm like, I think I've known them a little longer than that, but okay, Facebook friends. But Facebook is passive. Facebook's algorithm is going to serve a certain number of your, things on your feed to the people. But they're not going to get to everybody. Not even everybody on your friends list, let alone all the rest of the people in the entirety of the world. So what do you got to do to stand up above the crowd, to reach out and touch that person that you're meant to serve? How do you do that? You got to have a credential. If you were going to be a doctor, we used that example a minute ago, you'd go to medical school. Be an easy path, right? And yet, when we start a business, there isn't, you can get a master's degree in marketing and those kind of things, but there isn't a how to start your business 101 and be seen as the expert right here, right now, today. Actually, there is, and that's why I'm here for you today, is because being a best-selling author is the number one influencer credential you can do in the world, bar none. It'll make more of an impact than anything else you can do.
Now, I did have them put up on the screen. I made a page for you guys if you want to go and see what kind of things I can do for you. Effortlessauthor.com. There's no QR code on there. Effortlessauthor.com will take you to that page and you can look at all of that. The process of becoming an author is easy. Now, a lot of us may not be writers. A lot of us may not be into, sitting down and figuring out where do the commas go? Is this a run-on sentence? Those kind of things. But everybody needs to be an author because people need you. They need you to be exactly who you are, to do the thing that only you can do, to share it with that person. Now there's 8 billion people in the world right now? That's too much. I mean, we'd love to think about reaching all 8 billion of them, and I inspire you to dream that big, to have something that every single person in the whole world sees at least once. But for success, I want to encourage you to focus on just one person. A little girl was walking down the beach one day after a storm. Some of you maybe have heard this story before. And she was throwing the sand dollars back into the ocean, the starfish rather, back into the ocean, just as fast as she could go. And the old man that was watching her stopped her and said, "You can't possibly save all of them. It's a futile effort." But then she stopped for only a moment, looked at him and said, with a twinkle in her eye, as she threw the next one to that one, it made all the difference. You see, if you reached one person's life, if you helped one person find the solution to that thing that they're searching Google for, that they're literally crying about, that they need desperately, if you were able to do that, that would make all the difference in the world. Some of us have gone through traumas. Now, this particular story, I have to begin at the end because if not, you'll all be traumatized. My daughter is married and doing wonderfully, okay? But just before her 18th birthday, she was diagnosed with leukemia. She was in the hospital for 6 months. She was in complete organ failure. Now, those of you that are parents, you can imagine what it's like to have the doctor tell you that your child, right? And there's nothing you can do about it other than pray. You have to give it into God's hands. Doesn't matter what religious belief you have at that point, you have to believe in something bigger than you because you can't do anything about it. And as I said, she's doing wonderfully. But what I can tell you in that moment, in that extreme, I wish I could remember exactly the phrase that Bronwyn used this morning, where, yeah, it pushes you to grow later on, but in those moments, you're dying inside. And what you do is you look for hope. You look for that one person that's 2 months, 6 months down the road. Their child is still alive after they've been through this diagnosis. People who are 10 years in advance, people that are like what we are now, that are like 6 and 8 years in advance from that, they don't give as much hope. Not that you don't want to believe your child's going to be there, but you want to hear from the parent who's just dealt with that 2 or 3 months ago. That's where you get your life and your breath. It's the very air you breathe, the very water you drink, to have that level of hope. And just like that, that thing that you do for that person is just that important. It's that necessary, that needed, that specifically mandatory that you do. Because, and I love this phrase, your gifts, your talents, they're not for you. They're only as good as you give them away. It's not that they're not going to bless you. It's not that you're not going to make money from it. It's not that you're not going to be a better person, the better of a person that you are. But your gifts only work when you use them. And without using them, what difference does it make? You could be the greatest singer in the world. Denisha was talking about, her opera career earlier. What if she had never sang to anybody? Maybe it wouldn't have made a difference, but she wouldn't have been able to have that whole entire journey that she went through. It takes work to be able to learn to sing some of those notes, doesn't it? Yeah. And we reach people's lives in just those kind of ways, just by being us, but by using that talent that we have and putting it out into the world. So here's my inspiration to each and every one of you. The world needs you. Somebody's waiting on you. You need to write, publish, and market your books to bestseller. And you can do it without writing a word. We do every single bit of it via interview. You and I jump on a Zoom call. I like doing the interviews myself. I have a staff for all the other things, but we heard about earlier doing the things only you can do. It's one of those fun giftings that I get to be able to enjoy. And we just get on a Zoom call and we just talk. I know I'm doing it right when you ask me somewhere during the middle of it, does any of this make any sense? I know what we're doing and where we're going. And you actually are powerfully great at what you're doing, but you're also your own worst enemy, and you've been fighting against you for so long. And I'm going to bring that out of you. I'm going to help you find those words. My story developer is going to meet with you on a weekly basis or every 2 weeks, depending on your schedule. And we're going to hone that down. You're never going to have to put pen to paper. And you absolutely will write, publish, market your book to bestseller. In fact, I guarantee it. So if you're interested, I'm actually giving a 50% discount on all of my services this weekend. The main one is effortlessauthor.com. I'd love to have every single one of you share your message with the world and change the very world. And I'm just so grateful for the time that I get to be with each and every one of you. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for being here. And thank you that I didn't fall down and you didn't have to laugh at me. Remember, somebody's waiting on you.